All right, we found some more beaded lizards. So go.
My name's Steve Angeli. My business is Angeli Reptile. We are the largest producer of helodermatid lizards in the world. So yeah, you have questions or you want me just to talk?
Absolutely. So tell us who we have here.
Well, this is a Hypo Rio Forte beaded lizard, and his picture's on the logo. Tel Hicks painted him at I believe it was the Daytona show in 2007, or maybe no, it was in LA at the NARBC show in 2007. He painted a logo for me, and I've been breeding these lizards since 2001. I bought my first animal from Robert Applegate in 1998, and my goal was basically get 2.6 lizards, because at the time I was making about $11 an hour as a warehouse guy, and these lizards were $1,200 back then. And I made a deal with Mr. Applegate, and I bought my first one, and I got a second job, and I spent all my second job money on buying these beaded lizard collection. And 2005 I became the top breeder in the world. I'm pretty sure I spoke that to Bob, and that's what happened. And it was my passion. And I've basically been doing it for a business, me and my wife, ever since.
So since 2001, how much has your customer base grown?
I mean, it's always been back then it was a very, it's not a really easy, it's not a very easy animal to reproduce. I mean, you need usually a sexual, you need to have a group of them, like 1-to-1.
Yeah.
And I got better at it as the years went on. But it's something that I had a passion for, man, and I believe if God put a desire in your heart for something good, man, and you follow it, it's gonna happen, no matter what it is.
So these guys are obviously armor plated.
So
what tries to prey on these guys in the wild?
This is an osteoderm, so that's why they're called the helodermid lizard. Helos means Greek nail studded in the Greek terminology, and derma means skin. Every one of these bumps has a piece of bone in it. It's called an osteoderm. So it basically gives them a armor-plated skin. So they really don't have natural predators that eat them, really, not really. They're a venomous lizard. They have venom glands on bottom of both jaw. In a beaded lizard, there's one orifice on the bottom, and a Gila monster, there's 3 to 5. And if they get alarmed, the venom glands disperse, and all the teeth they have teeth like a shark, and they're grooved, and they have a pit at the bottom. If you go to my website, helodermahortum.com, there's a diagram that shows that from Bogart and Del Campo's book in 1956.
So Jason's actually herped Gila monsters in the wild. Have you found beaded?
Oh yeah, found in Sonora.
Anything this size?
Sonora, yeah. Oh yeah, I found a few this big.
Yeah, that's the Rio Forte beaded lizard occurs in a place called Alamos, which is I believe about 11 hours. It's about 11 hours south of Tucson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're the most northern race of beaded lizard, and the most common in the trade. There's 4 species of beaded lizard. There's Heloderma exasperatum. There's still argument about that. So there were subspecies before, but in 2010, Daniel Beck and his colleagues did DNA on all the helodermatid lizards, and they came up with there's 4 species of beaded lizard. The northernmost race being exasperatum, and then the most common is horridum, which is that one here. And they're the most common throughout the Mexican country. And then there's the next one is Alvarezi, which is right here, which is Chiapan black beaded lizard. I don't know if you can see it. Those are all solid black lizards. They come from the volcanic mountains in Chiapas. And then there's a Guatemalan beaded lizard, which is in Guatemala, and they call it Heloderma Charles Bogarty. And there's 4 different species of beaded lizard. The DNA is all different on all of them. And the Gila monster, there's only one. They're classified as 2, but there's really only one species of Gila monster.
Okay. Did you have a question?
No, that's great. I didn't know that was 4 monsters.
Yeah, yes sir.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Charles Bogarty is allegedly critically endangered, but they're data on that. There's half their habitat is owned by a concrete company in Guatemala, and they don't like the scientists. They don't let them on there, but they're pretty plentiful there. There's a lot more of them than they think. Yeah.
Okay. So the question on everybody's mind, we've heard people say that a bite from these guys is far more painful than a lot of the venomous snakes. Have you ever taken a bite?
That's bullshit. I got bit by, so I have I'm licensed by California Department of Fish and Wildlife for venomous reptiles. I have license for everything you can imagine and permitted, and I have a broker dealer permit and a breeder permit. And I've been bitten in 25 years by rattlesnakes twice. I was in the hospital both times. Okay, and I've been bitten by the lizard several times. I never got into the hospital. It just hurts. It goes away.
Okay.
It's nothing like a snake bite.
Okay.
It's not even the same ballpark.
So maybe it's it could vary by person, I suppose.
It's still mildly venomous.
Mostly legend.
No one's ever
Urban
died.
legend.
It's not a lethal bite. No one's ever died from a heliodromatic lizard bite ever.
Good to know.
Yeah, Dan Beck told me that. It's not a lethal bite.
That makes us feel better when we're looking for them out in the wild.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get bit by one, especially a wild one. But now, if you are careful when they're small, they bite because they're scared. And once they get used to you, they don't even really bite. Animals bite because they're afraid.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you?
You can just Google my name, Steve Angeli Reptiles. It'll blast up everything. I've been doing this a long time.
Fantastic.
And all my animals are guaranteed. You buy some from me. If it dies in 6 months and it's for no reason, I'll give you a new one when it has next year. I mean, I understand a lot of shit.
Steve, we appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
Hey,
very
God bless
much.
everybody.
It was
Have a
great
good
to
day.
meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.